Alright, what's going on, guys? This is my Stamina PvP build for Warden. Get into our stats here. Running 2000 stamina recovery, 1100 health, magic recovery, 900 health recovery, 5400 weapon damage, 10.5k penetration, 20k resistances, 2k crit resist, 24.5k max stamina, 33.5k health, and 16,000 magicka. Roll dodge cost is 1500, break free is 4800. Block mitigation is 53%, and our sprint speed is 161. Our recoveries with a potion are 2400 stamina recovery, 1500 magic recovery, 1100 health recovery, and our back bar resistance 21k, and 2270 stamina recovery, and 1300 magic recovery in the back bar. Our recoveries on our back bar are lower by roughly 100, and that's just because of the way I have my skills set up. So I'll get more into that later. For our Mondays, we're running the Serpent for that extra recovery, and running the Bear Haunch. I would definitely only recommend running this food for this build, and I wouldn't recommend any other food. I think this is the by far best slot for this setup. And then you can also run a Vampire, but I only recommend that if you are playing a Imperial. I would not run a Vampire unless you're an Imperial with this build. For the race, we are running Imperial, so we get this nice red diamond pass, so it reduces the cost of abilities by 6%. Then we got to increase max stamina by 2k and increase max health by 2k. Very nice to have. The reason why I chose Imperial was for that extra sustain and those extra max stats. Other races that can work for here are Orc for that more weapon damage and increased sprint speed, and Nord for that increased tankiness and ult regen. All those races would work well with this setup. For our armor sets here, running 6 medium, 1 heavy, all well fitted, and all tri-set glyphed. For our first set here, running Dagons. Dagons gives us weapon damage, stamina, and weapon damage, and 500 damage for AoE abilities. This is very strong, since all our main damage comes from AoE abilities, so that's very good to have. And for our other set, we're Heartland Conqueror here. Gives us weapon and spell damage, max magic, max stamina. Gives our effectiveness by our trace by 100%, so that's very nice to have. If I get more into the set later, explaining how it really works. Balorgs. This gives us weapon and spell damage. That's my one piece. And infused weapon damage jewelry. That's one piece. Malakath here. Since we're not running crit pots on this setup, this is definitely the best thing to run here. If you want to run crit pots, then you can run a 2-piece monster set, or you can keep running Malakath. That's up to you. Monster set that can work here are Balorgs here for more burst damage, Engine Guardian for more sustain, and Bloodspawn for more tankiness with a little bit extra sustain on top of that. For our front bar here, we're running Maces Sharpened, 1 poison, 1 shock. Definitely think that's really good to run, or you can run poisons here. Maces and Sharpened gives you the most overall damage. And we're running Vase Strand here for our weapon damage glyph and power healing for 18%. What this set does is this increases our power by 9% here, so that's just an insane amount more extra healing. Other things you can run here on the back bar would be you run Escapist Potion here instead of weapon damage enchant. That's another option you have. If you want to know this compared to another set in terms of damage, it's roughly 200 pen lower than Spriggan's, and you lose 1000 max stamina. I don't think the trade-offs are worth it all if you run Spriggan's. I think this is such a better set because you get that extra 9% healing, and I think that's definitely worth the 200 pen and the 1000 stamina you lose. For our skills here, we're running Razor Cowchop for our Fracture and Slow, Subterranean, great Stamina Warden ability, Bird of Prey, Major Expedition, Minor Berserk, Bull Netch, Insane Sustain, Whirling Blades, Insane AoE Execute, and Dawnbreaker Smiting are damage on our front bar. Ice Fortress for our Major Resolve, Minor Protection. Legion Vines, this is what allows us to proc Major Mending. It's great to have. Resolving Vigor, great heal. Rally, another great heal. And Arctic Blast. And Enchanted Forest. Our stats here quickly buffed up, if you're wondering, is 1700, 19k, 10,500, 21k, 2200, 22,000, and this is 8,300 with 1,000 every 1 second. Skills that you can switch out for this setup are, if you want to have the recovery on both bars, switch Bull Netch for Arctic Blast here and put Arctic Blast on the front bar. That is how I would that's how I would do it if you want both recoveries, the same recoveries on both front and back bar. But the reason why I run Bull Netch on the front bar is for this extra 2% damage. That's the reason why I run it. You don't have to do it for that. You can definitely run the sustain setup. Either one works. It comes down to personal preference. Also, instead of running Electric Blast, you can get the other morph for this, which gives you just a healing to the ally. So that's just something you can know. Just heals your ally as well as yourself, but it doesn't stun anyone anymore. Or you go to Nature's Embrace. I recommend running Nature's Embrace if you're running in a group. I think this is a great ability to run in a group since you just immediately fly to anyone that you choose to. On top of that, it procs Accelerated Growth, and it procs Nature's Gift, which are two insane passives on a Warden. Definitely very useful. And the reason why I'm running 33,500 health is because of this passive right here. So you want to get lower health before you start healing, and you want to have a bigger health pool to do so. Emerald Moss here, so this gives us 4% more healing on our back bar, on top of Major Mending and Maturation. I would get these two passives in here. I wouldn't get these two, those are useless for our build. I would get these and all these. For two-hand, Heavy Weapons and Balanced Blade, I wouldn't get the other ones. Do be able to get everything. Medium Armor, everything but improved Sneak. Heavy Armor, everything as well. Important things to note here is when you roll dodge, you have 2% less damage from AoE. You have like 5 roll dodges on this build before you have to start blocking and getting behind cover to wait until your CDR's up on your roll dodge. So let's keep that in mind. You have a lot of roll dodges since you're running Imperial. Roll dodges are insanely cheap, so it's very easy to spam a couple roll dodges on the setup. The reason why we're running Heavy Armor is for this extra max health that we get along with the Undaunted. Important things to have right there. That's the reason why we're running it. Another thing you can switch out for is the other morph for Rally for forward momentum to get rid of snares and immovables. If you're running that, then I definitely recommend running weapon damage glyph here. If you're running Rally, then I recommend running Escapist Potions here. Since I'm dueling Rally with this weapon damage glyph, it's better since immovables don't really matter in a duel. But that's just something I would run. Alright, let's get into our champion points here. Running Biting Aura and Master Arms to give us the most damage. Definitely want these 2 stars. I get Dealer's Rebuff, 10% damage from players, and this gives us our crit resist. I wouldn't really run any other stars but these 4. I just think they're the best. I wouldn't really run it any other ones. None of them really give us that much in return, so that's what I would run. If you want to run, you can run maybe Untamed Aggression for more damage, but that'd be really it. Or you can run this if you want more AoE reduction. But those are, I think the 4 stars I'm running are definitely best to run. For passives in order, I would go from Piercing here, down to Tireless Discipline, into Quick Recovery, Hardy, Elemental Aegis, up to here to Precision, down here into Blessed. The other passives you can fill out as you see fit, as they're not that important. Important passives known here are Hero's Vigor, Mystic Tenacity, Tumbling, and Defiance. For the stars I'm running are Juggernaut, Balanced Vitality, Ironclad, and Rejuvenation. That's what I would run if I'm an Imperial. If I'm an Orc or a Nord, I would put Slippery in for Balanced Vitality, and then just put 10 more points into health. That's the way I'd run if I was an Orc or a Nord. And then I'd fill out your other passives as you see fit. Gives you a lot more sustain, by the way, having this passive in. Breakfall here. Important passive in the green tree. Liquid Efficiency, Seeds Blessing, Gifted Rider, and a War Mount. That's what I would run in this tree. The other stars really don't matter. It all comes down to personal preference. So that's just what I would run. That's what I think is the best to run. With base and fully up, I'll show you our damage real quick, and I'll explain to you how much damage our vigor and other things look like with Major Mending up. Okay, with base trend all the way procced, we are running 1800 Razor Caltrops, 19,500 sub. Our Whirling Blades 11k, 22k Downbreaker, 2200 Leeching Vines, 22,600 Vigor, 8,300 Arctic Blast, and our trees are hitting for 13,500. And our Vase Strand here, if you're wondering, is hitting for 13,600. When the Vase Strand is up, it's 14k by the way. I just lost it there, it took too long. Our Major Mending, by the way, on our back part here with Vigor, when this is at 22,600, is 26k roughly. This right here goes to 25k, and if you're wanting to run Nature's Embrace instead of Arctic Blast, this goes up to roughly 33,000. Trees here are also insane. I don't remember if I discussed this ult, but this is definitely the best ult to run on a Warden on your back part. It's insane, AoE group heal, and it's insanely cheap with only 60 ultimate when you use it under 50% health. Just an insane, this is an insane back bar ult. One of the best in the game. It's really good. And then the way you want to play the build is you want to use your Caltrops to kite along with your mobility and your 5 roll dodges, as I'll demonstrate here. So we're on 3 right now, 4, yeah, 5. So you roll 5 times, only lost roughly 5,000 stamina. You have a lot of roll dodges. The way you want to play the build is throw down the trops. And make sure you want a heavy attack weave with base strat here, and then spin to win like that. When the sub comes out, and then instead of you know, spinning there, you could do a minion weave into a Dawnbreaker with sub while the sub hits, and that's an insane amount of burst. And then you just spin as you execute, and you just kill so many people. Lots of damage is hitting all at once. It's a very, very, very good. Yeah, so just make sure you use cow chops to kite. You have 5 or 6 roll dodges. And yeah, you can run crit pots or tripods. It all comes down to personal preference. This is my PvP Stamina Warden build for Blackwood, and I hope you guys enjoyed.